I know so many people that are afraid to be wrong.
Mm.
I'm gonna tell him.
Ricky, you can walk.
He's telling you the truth, man. It's all in your head.
They're so afraid to be wrong that they can't even consider.
You sick sons of bitches. You wanna see what my life is?
Even when all the evidence points that they're wrong, they
Yeah.
refuse to let go of it.
Oh, man! Ow!
Sometimes now, if somebody tells me I'm wrong, I'll react not well.
I don't believe you.
But
Yeah.
I always take it and think about it later. I always do. And sometimes I think, oh my gosh, they're right.
I miscalculated.
Yeah.
Right, because I wasn't seeing it from the perspective that they were talking.
Hmm.
And I'm so happy when that happens
Yeah.
because every time I find myself more free
Yeah.
and feeling better.
Yes. I know. Even if you don't remember every time it happens, it's a
Yeah.
cumulative effect, and you're more and more and more right over time. And that's what we want for everybody, ourselves first.
Yes.
'Cause I got to live with me every day. Welcome back, Unlearners. James and I are here to unlearn some stuff too. Today, we wanted to talk about hope and expectation and how they're different. And so we were already talking and we were going down that road of hope being conflated with expectation, and expectation being conflated with hope, and hope being thought of as wish, basically. I wish. One of the verses you brought up was the Jesus standing at the door and knocking. You were tying it to the idea that if somebody knocks at your door, you're not hoping that there's somebody on the other side. You're expecting that there's somebody on the other side. You know there's somebody on the other side. You can't see them yet because you haven't opened the door, but you heard a knock. That's what happens at doors. And so you completely expect that somebody is going to be there.
When you look in the New Testament, Old Testament too, but you look in the New Testament and there's marvelous things that God has promised. There's marvelous things that he says he's done and
Yeah.
accomplished. There's marvelous things he's done to us and in us. But because of what we've learned, it doesn't excite our expectations.
Mm-hmm.
What we've learned is that this world is full of trouble and there's very likely a trouble right around every corner. Some people have wonderful attitudes and are able to not expect something bad around every corner. My wife is one of those. It's wonderful. But most of us, there's a negative expectation in the back of our minds that often causes us to see things differently than what other people see,
Yeah.
or differently than what God says is true. And we've come to this place in society and all the societies where we're always expecting bad, or at least not expecting good or better.
Why do you think people don't have that good expectation?
Oh my goodness. That is, I'm glad you asked that. Thank you.
You bet.
Um, this goes back to, I just have to tell you, I think I've told you in the past, but as I've said, repetition's wonderful. I had terrible emotional problems. I had been declared by a doctor, a psychiatrist, manic depressive.
Mm-hmm.
Today they call it bipolar.
Mm-hmm.
And they put me on the medications. Oh man, if I felt bad before with the medication, it was terrible.
Right.
And I was told that medication was the only answer for it. I would never be able to recover from that because nobody ever did recover from it. They
Right.
just had to stay on the medication. And I accepted that, but it didn't make me feel good. And I couldn't take those meds because they made me feel so bad.
Mhm.
So for years, I was up and down. It was terrible.
Yeah.
And then one night, after a particularly difficult few days, um, I went to a seminar by a guy named Malcolm Smith. And the seminar was called The Search for Self Worth Healing for a Codependent Society. I have no idea why I wanted to go to that. Just Sandra and I wanted to go to the seminar.
Yeah.
And in the first hour of the seminar, he talked about something called the lie. I'd never heard of this, and uh, I was surprised when he pointed out that in Romans 125, where it talks about that they believed a lie rather than the truth, and they worshiped the creature rather than the creator.
Mhm.
He pointed out that where it says in every translation a lie, that's incorrect. That the Greek has a definite article before lie, so it's the lie. So since nobody has ever seen that it says the lie, well, that would mean a specific lie. And obviously, if this says a lie, well, any lie. So they believed any lie, and that caused them to worship the creature rather than the creator.
Mhm.
And um, since I had somewhat of a foundation in Greek, uh, didn't take me long to find out that he was right. But when he said that, before I even checked the Greek, I he explained the lie, and I was blown away.
Would you be able to just a quick, okay, here's the lie? Because that's one that I always love hearing and have want repeated.
Yeah, yeah. In Genesis, verse 4 and 5 of the chapter 3, then the serpent said to the woman, "You will not surely die. For God knows that in the day you eat of it, your eyes will be opened, and you will be like God, knowing good and evil." To sum it up, if you do the right thing, you will be wise like God, knowing good and evil, knowing what to do, being in control.
Yeah.
That's essentially what that is saying. And once that belief was planted in mankind, it never went away.
Yeah.
Today, look at anything, look at any behavior, look at the way people talk, and everybody wants to be in control. And the way that we talk, the way that we believe is that I know you're wrong, I'm right. And we all believe in one sense or another that we are God.
Yeah.
We act like God. And everything that we do revolves around gaining control and getting in control of whatever it is. It doesn't matter. And that lie
Mhm.
that I am responsible and I have got to accomplish, I've got to make it happen, whatever. I've got to do it. I'm a God.
Yeah.
I've been told I'm a God and I'm a God. I know I'm a God. It's almost in our genes, but it's not.
Yeah.
It's deep inside of the human consciousness and has been for thousands of years.
Yeah.
And we keep seeing the result of this because everything we do ends up failing. It
Yeah.
may start off working, but everything ends up not being what it could be.
Yeah.
Now, right now, you've got Elon Musk. He's going to start a new civilization on Mars. And he's got success after success after success, we think. It looks like.
Right.
But it all of it requires us doing everything right and making no mistakes. And if we make mistakes, it will fail. So we've got to be perfect. It's
Yeah.
all part of the lie. We've
Yeah.
got to be perfect. And so some parents train their children, you've got to be perfect. And if you're not perfect, you're not good enough. I mean, the lie is has seeped into everything, to
Yeah.
all of our thought processes. I
Yeah.
mean, I find it in my thinking so often.
Yeah.
But over the years, as God shows me, there's the lie, and I realize, oh, you're right. That's not true. I knew after he explained the lie that I had swallowed it hook, line, and sinker. Believing that lie caused me to think badly of myself, to think badly of other people, to think badly of everything. That caused me to expect bad, to expect wrong, to at least not expect good, to at least not always expect to win.
Mm-hmm.
And it was a shocking to me because I later on when I studied the Greek, Malcolm was right. It changed my life because I had always had trouble accepting that people loved me, that I was important, that I was a nice person. I just had a bad attitude about myself because that's what I've been taught by my parents. And
Mm-hmm.
I was depressed.
Yeah.
And when I realized that I believed the lie, I when he then went on to talk about unconditional love and explained unconditional love, and I realized that the reason that I had never felt loved, never felt important, never been able to be successful in anything for long term was because I believed the lie. But that specific lie was holding me back and causing me to have bad expectations.